Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Darylyn, and today we have Ralphie with us. I don't know, oh my god, I don't know how long of a timer he's gonna have, so he might time out before we get through this, but he's being really needy today, so I was like, you know what, just come and sit on mommy's lap and I'll give you pets and it'll be nice and we'll have a nice time. Yeah, huh, right bub? Isn't that good? Okay, so I hope everybody had a really nice holiday, by the way, and that everyone's staying safe. You know, we live in crazy times, so make sure you're staying safe and taking care of yourselves. So today we are going to be talking about my top most toxic plant parent habits, which I think that everybody kind of like has a list of these things that they just wish that they could stop doing, like bad habits that they wish they could break. But you know, it is just kind of like what it is, especially if plants are your hobby and not your job. You kind of have, you know, the time that you have for them, and then you just kind of have to do what you can, especially when your collection gets super big. So here's my list of toxic plant traits. Whoops. Whoa! Oh my god. Look how big he's getting, you guys. Like, I can't even... Oh my god, he's huge. All right, come here, Ralphie. His balls just dropped, so he thinks he's like a super cool kid right now. So without further ado, here are my top toxic plant parent traits, things that I need to work on in 2022. And like, just if you do this stuff too, like, no, you're not alone, because I mean, I love my plants, but like sometimes I also don't want to like do things for them. So, all right, here we go. So the first toxic plant care habit that I have is that I am extremely impulsive about when I want to do things to my plants, like propagate them, repot them, do projects with them, put them on moss poles, and a lot of the time I don't do a ton of research and I also don't plan very well in advance. So this leads to things happening where I take a propagation and it fails, or I start doing a project and then realize I don't have all of the materials for it, or just badly executed things all around. Or I'll decide that I need to, you know, change up a plant situation and then I'll have nowhere to put it. So this is like, so this not only sometimes results in me just like not having good results, but I also miss out on filming a lot of things that I really think people would find pretty interesting if I actually could like get my life together and, you know, prepare for. I definitely want to try and plan better in the coming year, just because I feel like I could get a lot more out of things if I actually just like focused and planned. But you know, sometimes it is nice to just like get things done when the motivation strikes you. So I'm kind of the type of person that really thrives on momentum and dies on inertia. So if I'm feeling motivated, I'll tackle like tons and tons of stuff at once. But if I'm like not doing anything, like it's really hard to get me going. So I know this is kind of ridiculous that he's like so wiggly, but if I put him down, he's just gonna like sit there and like scratch at my legs. So another thing that I can be really impulsive about too is purchasing plants. Like if there's a sale at a shop that I'm like really into, I'll just pop on like all the stuff that I've been waiting on at once, and then I'm like excited that I got a good deal and everything, but then they all show up and I'm like, oh my god, I have to acclimate all these plants and I have nowhere to put them. So definitely going to try and be a little bit less impulsive and a little bit more intentional with all aspects of my plant collecting hobby this year. And that is a lot easier said than done. As you can tell, I've already just made this very abstract goal with no plan. So not expecting a lot of success on that front, to be quite honest. Okay, so my second toxic plant parent habit is that I am one hell of a procrastinator. And it's like procrastination in that I'll like see that there's something kind of like not right and just kind of be like, huh, interesting. And then not even procrastinate taking care of it as much as just procrastinate even like looking at it and like trying to figure out what's going on and deciding if I even need to do something about it. I've done this so many times, and every single time, once I actually get around to dealing with it, I'm like, oh man, this was so much less work than I thought it was going to be. If I had just like taken care of this when I originally noticed it, I could have... What are you trying to get? You trying to get the Hoya? He's so cute. And every time I start taking care of it, I'm always so surprised that it really doesn't take anywhere near as much time or effort as I thought it would. And then I'm like, wow, if I had just taken care of this when I originally noticed the problem, I could have, saved myself so much heartbreak. So I'm hoping to be a little bit better about that this year. And when I see something that doesn't look quite right, maybe try and get it taken care of sooner rather than later, because this is just like, this gets me every time, just like leaving things. And I'm always just like, wow, if I'd just taken care of this, like it would have been so much better all around. It really wasn't even that stressful to deal with. So I'm gonna try and be a little bit more attentive to my plants this year. And it's not even just stuff like that too. It's watering, it's repotting, it's moving things to the greenhouse, it's taking things out of the grow tent, it's propagating, it's just like everything. So trying to maybe get on a little bit more of a schedule to get things done, because even though my personal plant collection really is still quite small, I do have a lot more plants under my care now because I am intending to start offering plants for sale sometime soon. It's just like I gotta get on it. I gotta get on it a little bit more. So that's another one of my bad habits that I really want to conquer this year. Oh my God. What are you doing? He says, I want to be in your lap, mommy, but I do not want to be on the camera. So another thing that I've done in the past that is just really toxic, really bad, is convincing myself that I am justified in buying certain plants because they will be an investment and I will be able to get my money back. This is a terrible, terrible idea. This is such a terrible toxic habit, because not only was I buying things that I, was convinced would be an investment, but I was also buying things for trade stock too, things that I didn't even want. And it's yeah, that, could be a good strategy, but it's just, it's gonna take so much longer to make your money back than you even ever think. And also plant prices and rarity and all that stuff, it fluctuates so much that you buy a plant and by the time you're ready to make your money back, the price is dropped in half. So very few people actually end up having a plant in their possession right when the price pops and making money off of it. So definitely not going to be doing that anymore. I'm only going to be buying things that I genuinely intrinsically like, because even though I am planning to offer plants for sale, I'm sure that if I like it, other people probably like it too. So I think staying true to what I really like is going to be much better for me in 2022. Another toxic habit that I really fell victim to in 2021 is agreeing to plant trades before the plants are actually ready to trade. And this may not seem like such a bad idea, but I can't even tell you, I probably agreed to, 5 or 6 trades in 2021 when I brought in new plants thinking that I'd be able to trade them in a couple of months. And every single time it takes way longer to get the plant growing than you think it's going to. And every single one of those trades fell through. And it's just it's disappointing all around. And it just kind of makes it stressful and awkward to deal with people. And even if truly the reason that your trade is taking too long is because the plant isn't growing and you got surprise thrips and you don't want to give thrips to people, it can just be really weird, especially if you're trading with someone that you don't really know that well. So I would just highly, highly recommend that you don't agree to trade a plant of yours until you have the exact specimen of what you're willing to trade ready to go. And I would not recommend agreeing to a trade until the specimen you're going to receive is ready to go and you have actually seen it and the person has actually agreed to give it to you exactly how you see it. It's just gonna save you a lot of trouble in the long run. I promise. I will never do that again. No, he's so much deep. Look at this boy. Look at him. Oh, he's so sleepy. Are you so sleepy? Okay, so then the last thing is something I'm sure a lot of people can totally identify with, and that is that I can be very lazy about plant care sometimes. And this is a little bit different than procrastinating, because while yes, I do procrastinate sometimes because I'm lazy, I feel like the being lazy about plant care is things like Like, I know I need to water my plants, and instead of procrastinating and doing it right the next day, I'll just give them tap water. I'll just give them filtered water instead of actually like the full, you know, water solution, pH balance and all that stuff. Or like I won't take my plants out of the grow tent and bottom water them. I'll just top water them. Even though I know that the plants in there in moss, they do so much better being bottom watered. Like, I don't know, sometimes I just can't make myself do it. Or another thing that I'm super lazy about is putting plants on moss poles. And I do think that part of this is because like I haven't really figured out my preferred method of sizing up plants yet. Like, I've tried moss poles and I don't know that I'm really a fan. Moss poles tend to be kind of annoying. I have a problem getting them to stand up straight, and I also have a problem with the molding and just not really getting results from them. So I'm really excited to maybe try boards this year, but they're expensive. Wood is so expensive right now, and I haven't really been able to find anywhere to get like scrap wood for free around here. And then also too, I don't really have a place to put a ton of boards with big plants on them. So we're figuring that out, but yeah, so that's that. Those are my toxic, bad plant parent habits from 2021 that I'm hoping to break in 2022. I think some of them will be easier than others, but I think Ralphie's puppy timer is about to go off. Oh, honey, I know. But I'm glad he cooperated with us like pretty well, and I just wanted you guys to get to see him because look how big he is. He's so big. You big boy. He's a big boy now. All right, everybody. I hope that this is relatable, and I will see you in my next one. Don't forget about the 1,000 subscriber giveaway. All you have to do to enter is just be subscribed to the channel, follow my Instagram, and then comment on any of the videos where the giveaway is mentioned. I am still kind of keeping it a little bit of a surprise, but once we hit 1,000 subscribers, I'll tell you what it is in that video, and then that video will be the last chance to enter, and then the next one I will announce the winner. So yeah, I think that's everything, huh, Bubby? Is that everything? Yeah. Okay. Okay, bye.